Hello, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. My name is Zenu. I am your restreamer. Today we have a brackets top 16 match, game 2 of who's facing Error and topplife. Yeah, that's who we're playing. On comms we have Days Cloud and Clear Mouse. I'm gonna disappear and leave it up to those guys, and they're gonna take it from here.
Oh, thanks, Zeno. Good morning, days, or good evening. Very international crew here. We have Crosskeys, Cross-World Key Sanity, very apt actually for this particular set of people. We have topplife. He's in Europe somewhere, is that right?
Yeah, he would be in Norway, yes.
Oh, Norway. Yes. All right. Well, so we have also Ari, who actually just got back from his 2-week whirlwind European tour, based in Germany as well. I'm here based in the United States, and Days, you're somewhere out. Well, you're like in almost another world away, all the way in Korea. But we're very happy to have you. You're the state.
I'm just glad somebody in this entire bracket playoffs Crosskeys things decided to actually put these at a time that was not 3 a.m. So I commend both of these guys for their judgment.
Do you think Toplife might be biased because he is a fellow leftover? I'm just curious,
I mean, if he did this for me, then great. Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much. I would love all of that, but we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, top six. So right, so I think as you might have mentioned, this is This is Crosskeys 2023. Can't believe it's already been so many years actually of this tournament. I'm really glad to see it's actually going so strong every year. More people come by. Competition never seems to get any easier. Honestly, always seem to be increasing in order of magnitude. And we got absolutely no exception here. Of course, we have Ari, facing off versus Top Life. So Ari, I believe, was the sole person this year was to finish up 8-0 in the Swiss round, which is absolutely never like it is like you try and find a harder thing. Honestly, it is you're very you'll be hard pressed to. But of course, on the other hand, this is a best of 3 series. Top Life did best Ari in their first game, so it's really still anyone's match in order to basically advance into brackets.
Yeah, no, you're like 100% correct there. It's like you're not really surprised to see Ari finishing in the top 16 of anything. I mean, you just kind of like, oh yeah. He's gonna do things like that, right? But
yes.
and Top Life, yeah, he was in brackets last year, so this is a very comfortable position for him to be in as well, and especially taking the first game from area like that gives him a little bit of breathing room, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I will say, certainly, I don't know if there's considered to be, I mean, certainly area, is considered to be certainly very strong, but I mean, like, it doesn't really matter who you are up against. You're in a best of 3 series, up 1 game, in game 2, you're almost in kind of a sigh of relief, right? Like, you're not on the one up for elimination. You are 1 game away, potentially advancing on to the next round. So, it certainly does take, I would say a bit of an edge, off of you, which is a very great feeling going into any tournament match, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, especially when you're dealing with Crosskeys, right? And Crosskeys is just kind of naturally a little bit, what are we trying to say? It's a little bit random.
Yeah, the range for variance certainly can be very wide. Yes, maybe depending on there is certainly a lot more room in this case in terms of what order and what sequencing you end up finding the items. It's a Crosskeys classic for every person to go somewhere and then 2 minutes later or 5 minutes later find the exact item that you want. It's real. It's a real great feeling. Let me tell you.
Yes. It's just one of those things. Yeah, you at some point there, both of these runners are extremely highly skilled. Like, we know that coming in, right? They're just very, very good at this game. The biggest thing that it kind of comes down to at some point is who is going to hit the route, who is going to make the decision. We're trying to figure out exactly what's kind of going on at the moment here. Top Life deciding to Houlihan at the beginning has kind of given him I would say a tiny advantage in the fact that he can buy some bombs. Ari on the other side over there is just trying to figure out exactly how he can do things at the moment.
Yeah, right. He found He did. He in fact
couldn't
did.
do nothing with it.
He did find a bomb. You think one bomb is? You know what? I don't. Man, I don't even know if somebody like Eri can actually kill all the mini Moldorms with only one bomb. That would be quite the feat, honestly. I've seen 2 bombs. That was kind of scary, but it's may need a little bit, as you said, might need a little bit more resources.
Yeah, just a bit here, because like both runners were running around Kakariko right now, because I mean this has got the most dense area of checks in the game here. As topplife found a Super Bunny Cave, that's the front side of it, so that's the side that makes you go, all right, let me check everything else first, and then probably come back.
Yeah. Until you find another connector, and then you're just like, oh, what do I do now? Do I follow this connector? Do I go back to Super Bunny? And hopefully, like the early decisions won't necessarily make too big of a won't have too big of a consequence. Either way, one way or another.
Yeah, nobody really has a whole lot of fun when you start playing connector roulette, but that is going to be something that's going to happen at some point. So, Well, yeah, we are kind of working our way through this here. It's just gonna go see on Eri's side exactly who is hiding here at the Smith house today, because we haven't seen Ganon yet. We found the well, though.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the well is hammer locked at least at the moment. So we are gonna probably need, or I guess somehow if we magically find a connector over to the Dark World, it can be mirror locked as well. But yes, we are unfortunately going to have to wait a little bit until we see those nice, juicy 5 items there. But speaking of, let's just trade it for 7 items in Paradox. In addition, by the way, Eri has picked up exactly what he needs in order to unlock this bomb shop here in Paradox. A really nice piece of game knowledge. He somehow scrounged up 50 rupees in his travels and got the 1 bomb from an enemy drop in Desert in order to let him access this place here.
Right, yeah, now he'll be able to pick up all of the 7 items that are back here, and trying to find out if there's anything of interest here. Topplife also finding the entrance to this here, deciding that, okay, let me get the rest of
I think that makes a lot of sense as well.
And then I'm going to come back in here. First 2 items for Eri weren't anything worth mentioning there. I think he got a piece of heart or something at one point.
Yeah,
ooh, all the
oh my gosh, did you see that triple? I don't know if if the chest delay or something basically helped out the timing of the mini Moldorms, but holy cow. Well, that's something, by the way. We got a hook shot. No longer is mini Moldorms a threat to us. In fact, Eri can just head straight back over to mini Moldorm Cave. That's super convenient, actually, if he really wants to.
He's going to go check another entrance here real quick and immediately find out that this was a poor decision. But he gets to make my favorite early sequence break of just going into Skull Woods right here. Gonna take a quick death warp and pick up a few things, because that's an interesting entrance for him to have found that back entrance of Skull Woods, right?
Yes, and for what it's worth, though, this is probably one of the best times in order to actually sequence break out the back of Skull in the Dark World, just because you are on the absolute lowest possible amount of health that you have. So, death warping and kind of like reviving, because we also just saw Eri doing a minor glitch here. If you die in the dungeon as a bunny, you somehow revive back to your original state. So, it's not going to be like the worst time loss. But did you know that this is in fact not the easiest room in the game? At least this is what I figured out.
It is a room in the game.
It is a room in the game. I do agree. Ooh, Topplife though. Gonna be able to show us the mini Moldorm Cave with bombs actually that he managed to buy.
Yeah, his first 2 items got nothing here. We got a little bit of blue mail, so we're gonna get a little blue Yoshi action. No turtle shells, so he's not gonna be flying, but does get a small key to Skull Woods, which helps. Find a sword, find a fire source. We can go visit a moth and do some things.
I can't wait for a lamp. And then the swords show up, and then Toplife's just gonna rush the back. Is that what's gonna happen? That's my prediction.
I mean,
for leftover. It's something.
Point, you just go for it, and you say, maybe I'm right. Maybe this is okay. I don't know.
I think that'd be pretty exciting, honestly. Very fitting, of course, for these 2 guys. Yeah. Okay. It looks like Toplife's gonna also do Paradox. He's gonna be pretty well rewarded with that hook shot as well that Eri did find. So should even things up a bit. And yeah, in Eri, I don't think I did miss, unfortunately, a small key that was that Eri did pick up. It looks like, according to either Xenu or yourself, I'm not sure who's trying for Eri. It was a pod small in the back of Skull Woods. Okay, that's great.
Yep.
You can never have enough pod keys.
No, you're one opens the front of the dungeon at least to logic, and then you start getting into multiple numbers there. You start looking at 4, you start looking for a whole bunch of other things as well, and kind of trying to figure out exactly what else is there.
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, I've heard from many other very talented Crosskeys runners who are very big fans of the Phoenix Wright sprite coming up. They all say just open the middle door. Like don't try and bother to do quadruple mimics or anything. That is just not worth your time. Just take the key. If you gotta come back to pod, you can come back later. Don't worry about it. Just open the middle door. You'll thank me later. And it doesn't seem to have gone wrong. So.
No, it definitely seems to work out. And I guess on speaking of things working out, so Eri goes in out the middle entrance there. We've got we've got Eri over in the back of Blind's hideout. We've got Top finding top of Saha's
Saha, yes.
Saha there on because he went out the bottom of Paradox Cave, put himself directly into the mountain here, which is going to be a whole bunch of stuff up here for him, especially with that hook shot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, hook shot, of course, not only does get you a lot of accessibility, we can also hook over to East Death Mountain. That is one of the actual intended uses of the hook shot. We've also actually got a really nice defensive weapon-ish, right? We can stun a bunch of enemies. Most of the time, hook shot will also kill. So certainly something that you're very happy to have here when you're facing a bunch of, basically imminent danger or death staring at you at every turn.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're sitting there with blue mail, though, I mean, those rocks do not discriminate.
Yes, that's correct.
So they're gonna hit you. They're gonna hit you pretty hard there.
Yeah, but speaking of, by the way, so Ari did find a bunch of, we're actually working our way pretty quickly through all the 5 items / 7 items dense caves. Ari did find the lamp, as we may have alluded to, as you said. We might be, all we needed, by the way, is a sword. That's all we need. Mm-hmm. Then we can go kill Mothula.
Yep.
Combined between Top and Ari.
Yep. And we can make things very, very interesting. I mean, Ari did steal a key there from Skull Woods, so I mean, he's got we might see that right now. I mean, it is that's where we're going. Wait, no. I thought Skull Woods was here, but maybe it was up higher into Kakariko. I'm curious to see what he does with this.
Well, we still need a sword for those vines in the back. Topplife, by the way, something that we haven't actually really seen too much here on Crosskeys, especially when hints were disabled after so many years. We had a health refill because Topplife decided to pay 20 rupees for a hint. I believe it was just some nice comfy dialogue. This early EU afternoon.
Yep. Hi. Hello, good sir. I would like not to die on the mountain, please.
Yes.
Tell me a story.
Topplife, yeah. So we actually got exactly 5 bombs, which is kind of probably like the bare minimum that you would really like in order to basically clear out the front of escape, at least. But that hookshot's really going to be able to help Topplife out, just because they don't the guards no longer move when you stun them, which is a really great thing when you're trying to kill them with bombs.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like, okay, you know what? You just stay put. We're gonna drop this bomb right at your feet, and you're gonna have to watch it explode. Oh, that sounds so much worse than I thought it would did.
That's the things that you don't really necessarily occur to. By the way, we're gonna do some more bunny revival here in dungeons. Ari has found Thieves Town, so we're gonna probably kit out the front 4. Topplife, actually going through the front of escape, we've actually got some more money. So I mean, you're never gonna complain about early money in Crosskeys. So we've probably got. I might even be able to afford Zora when we eventually kind of make our way over there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, at 451, you start thinking you could probably scrounge up another 50 between the walk and the 4 or 5 entrances that you could possibly do over there. I don't know. We do get some information, though. There is a map of Thieves Town in Thieves Town, which
Thank you. Yes, thank you, game. Very convenient that we just have a magical sea that does tell us immediately that it is a crystal. So will eventually have to come back here with at least Thieves Town Big Key, maybe Thieves Town Small Key, and, well, yes, also maybe Hammer, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Still waiting for that hammerless Crosskey seed. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, it is a possibility, as Eri does find himself a Castle Tower small key there as the last one in there. Toplife finding the front of Hyrule Castle there, having the Hyrule Castle small key, which, in anybody who plays Crosskeys is going to start sending off alarm bells that, ooh, I think something's here.
Mm-hmm.
He got nothing. It was bait. A bunch of money.
Yeah, a bunch of money. Toplife did not do Dark Cross though, correct? He has no lamp. From Blind Side Out. And so yeah, a little dangerous. I mean, he does have the hook shot, but still, I can. You know what? Maybe this is just me being, jumping the gun here, and Toplife's gonna do Dark Cross right now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna go directly back there. I think in his case, he was going, I didn't have any bombs,
that also does make a lot of sense. And yeah, did we find Sanctuary? Oh, we must have started somewhere, right?
Yeah, Sanctuary is behind the what am I trying to say? It's vanilla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well
just
then,
vanilla today.
okay. So do you think actually Toplife would actually just go straight to the back then, all the way? Okay.
Oh no! If you're walking here, you're gonna go all the way to the back, because this might be just one of those fun seeds where, your moon pearls in the back. Fun. It's always fun, except for when it's not. It's painful and you hate everything and you curse the existence and.
I was actually wondering, is this like the fun, sunshine, happy rainbow fun, or is this like this is great for watching somebody else do it while I am relaxing with a beverage, type of fun,
I mean, always relaxing with a beverage. I mean, you can relax with a beverage and do the other one at the same time.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Okay, we did get some good information there off of Eri's side. We did find out that Ganon is not in a terrible place. He's just sitting in the Lost Woods right now, so we don't have to climb any towers, at least for that reason.
Yes, that is certainly true. Yes, very convenient. Again, as you said, it's just a Lost Woods, drop down, super easy to get to in a myriad of ways, especially endgame when you've got, probably 10 different versions of connectors and, transportation items at your disposal. All right, Toplife in this case has made it. Well, we did find Magic Bat with the powder early, so I'm gonna get some nice checks on both sides.
All right, and Toplife finding himself absolutely nothing, and he's at this point. It's what do we do here? We're gonna chase some rats around because this is fast. And
oh yes, we are definitely death warp. Oh my, I'm sorry, Toplife. These guys are quite sturdy. Unfortunately, because of the blue mail. And so we are going to have to take a little bit longer in order to try and get our way out. But looks like Toplife actually wants to preserve his original entrance location at the front of Hyrule Castle, and that's probably he wants probably just take another connector.
Yeah, no, I mean, at this point here, you're on top of the mountain. You've got the entire east side. He was probably thinking to himself, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be able to get myself over to, the right side. And then he realized in the back, oh, I've really got to work for this.
Yeah, that is a little unfortunate just because, the rats, and for what it's worth, if Toplife had come from the Dark World, the rats actually would have been a lot stronger, like actual, 2 heart damage crickets type of damage, but fortunately came from the Light World, so.
Well, speaking of Dark World,
so close.
Yeah, we're gonna work through this now. Eri gonna take another connector for us. He's gonna go through the desert connectors, see if we've got an interesting location here. Toplife pops out left side at the race game. I don't remember seeing this, so we're gonna go take a look.
Yeah, I want to say it was 20 rupees, and it is 20 rupees. But Eri, Toplife, never mind. He's not even gonna bother with picking that up. But it looks like actually we're gonna just forget about the rest of that connection. We are gonna go back to Kakariko. Eri also found Hera. Eri is just doing all the dungeon diving for us today. It looks like.
Right. Yeah. We are currently trying to figure out exactly how many dungeons we've seen. I think we've seen Skull Woods right now. As all of a sudden I remember that I am also tracking, and I need to click that part on the tracker as well.
Thank you so much, Days. Yeah, Days and Xenu. Actually, yeah, Days is actually pulling double duty today for us. Thank you. This is very, very, very much appreciated. So thank you so much.
Yes, so no, Thieves
I'm
Town,
very
okay.
impressed actually, Days, that, well, I mean, like the fact that you can actually track and commentate, especially Crosskeys at the same time. I think it seems very difficult.
Right. Yeah, it's just one of those things here. It's you get used to it after a point here. You just
I
at
do
some
feel
point
like-
you just talk.
Yeah, I do feel like maybe you've also, had your fair share of Crosskeys seeds in experience. I'm just, just throwing it out there.
I've played one or two.
Okay, all right,
Well,
just only maybe one or two. Add a couple zeros, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4 zeros on the back of those that 1 and 2, and that's probably a relatively accurate estimate.
We might be up to 5 zeros at this point.
Oh, we might be up to 5 zeros.
There.
Oh, that is a lot. But it's so great. All right, looks like we're just kind of trading some places. Yeah, Eri actually taking a lesser seen route, but probably more commonly seen Crosskeys. Yes, the hookshot actually does let you go from east to west Death Mountain. That is also another viable, action that we can do. Top, though, is also going to basically exploit the front four. A confirmation that is, in fact, not only a fresh vanilla map to Thieves Town, it is a vanilla map to Thieves Town.
Right. Yeah, and kind of the crazy thing that we're getting through all of this is from seeing it on both sides. We now know that the mountain does not have our moon pearl. So that's going to start begging the question, exactly where is it?
Yeah.
It's not showing up here very quickly.
I think okay, right. So in theory, you could have, I think, a moon pearl seed. It does not look like it from this from this layout so far. So I do expect that moon pearl will be showing. Now, granted that, it does seem like, at least from observational bias, the moon pearl is either going to be like super easy, convenient within the first, let's say, 15 checks, or it's just going to be completely convoluted and buried. And an hour and a half later, after 5 connectors and 6 logic chains and 7 spheres, we're going to go find a pearl. So
I mean,
far,
I mean, to be honest, that's the kind of one that you kind of hope for when you're watching something like this.
Oh yeah, well that's true. When you're watching something, yeah, you get cozied right up, and you're quite happy.
Yeah, you go on and give me the stupid things right now.
Yeah,
I'm not the one trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, I can just sit here and laugh about it, and that's all that matters. As Top Life looks like the old man's start there is on the top of the castle here, finding a connector and also finding Mimic Cave there behind the giant electrical beam of evilness. And
Yes, unhappy. Like no rainbows, no sunshine, no lollipops. It is actually, yes, evil. I do agree.
and continuing it with more connectors there, actually the bumper cave connector, kind of an interesting one, just because you do have that cape early.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be something that you're gonna want to follow here. First, we're gonna take a look. Does Top have to walk all the way around the castle?
Maybe
No.
not for 300. I don't.
No. Nah, you're not good for 300.
That's a
there.
that's a really long. I mean, actually, I don't even know if it feels very comparable to like the Zora area. And you see 300 on the ledge, and you're just like, oh my gosh, is that going to be enough to put me over Zora money? Like, I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, no, it's one of those that you do it and you're just kind of like, all right, well, I guess this is my life now.
Yeah.
And you kind of go for it here as top life there, deciding we are gonna go through this connector here and completely missing the bumper there that I will tease him about later.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well then, what a very interesting connector, actually. Again, this is something that would be pretty useful if we can potentially get a moon pearl, and I do see we have the hookshot. I don't know if Top Life, I guess, is familiar with the bomb yourself and hookshot out of the hammer pegs area without the mitts, but if that's an option to him, we could actually explore the rest of the village of outcasts.
I can actually tell you that right now that he does know how to do that because he taught me.
Oh my gosh! Oh, the leftovers lore. Oh, I'm so excited. Even that's such a heartwarming story for you to tell us that, Days. Oh, you know what? We just found a hammer. forget all these tricks.
Yep. Now we can start killing some things here. So wherever Eri did find a hair there, Top, if he decides he wants to, he can just go directly to the top right there. And I gotta click that hammer, don't I? All right, done. Look at me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm big congrats. I know it's a
Be impressed.
again
I
it's a
click
hey, it's an accomplishment when you're commentating and tracking at the same time. Yeah. So that hammer is just like nice, easy sphere 1-0 location. Just walk over from your house to go to the fairy cave outside of Eastern Palace, and there you go. There's your hammer. We can actually go back to Mimic Cave as well.
Yep. Mimic Cave is now very suspicious as well with that mirror, with the lamp there, putting the old man start point in logic there, and the cape allowing you to go through the thing. I mean, it all fits together. It's a nice cozy chain.
Oh my gosh! What are we using?
Almost,
is it actually good logic?
No. It
Oh no! Okay.
It's almost assuredly 10 arrows, but it could be moon.
You're right. It's like you can always postulate and theorize what could be there, but we always just have so much more hope and optimism before we actually see the chest.
Well, how about we do a hookshot cave right here, and we can.
Yes, that's also pretty good too. Yeah, again,
we can see all sorts of stuff.
Oh, we have a shovel. Okay.
A shovel. Fun times.
Yes.
Man.
Oh, look at this. Oh man, I love these. Basically non-conventional routes, basically. But I think it's actually probably more commonly seen if you're actually coming from Pokeshop the other way. Oh, we've got the mirror. Top, you're brilliant. We can. I think Faye's also mentioned in chat. Yes, that if we also have the mirror, we can also do the well.
Yeah, that's many things that we can now do that are very, very interesting. And all you had to do to get that was go get your hookshot out of Paradox Cave and then immediately head over to the Eastern Palace area, because that is just as free as you can get.
Yeah, just again, we're just very, very nice location. And you know what? I'm really glad though that these guys, we got to see a lot of really cool content. We do bomb everything basically from these guys, which is again a good challenge. For two very veteran top level runners.
Oh, Eri being smart there. He burned off all of his health before going into the back here, but then, of course, gets rewarded with the amazingness of getting another heart container, which means he is now playing catch the mouse game. Nope. Gonna leave that there. Almost said something I shouldn't have.
It's okay. The mice survive. That is the important part. It's more like whack a Eri. Right, you've got it's like the reverse whack-a-mole game, right? When you're trying to use the hammer and try to whack out as many moles in this case, or mice in this case, Eri is just like the reverse, right? You've got so many moles or rats trying to whack out Eri.
Yep, I'm actually kind of wondering here exactly what Top's going to want to do, because I think at some point it's early. You want to make sure you kind of cover as many of your random sphere 0 and random weird connectors and stuff that you've found here. You want to kind of want to do that, get that taken care of. But at the same time, with that mirror and the connectors that you've already seen, there's probably a part of you that's going, I really want to go save and quit right now, and I want to go start back up on the top of the thing. I want to go get a Mimic Cave. I want to go check this. I want to check that. You probably want to get into it pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess I'm also kind of curious. Like, are you? I mean, well, is it too early to be? I guess maybe a little bit more anxious. Like, Top in this case found the hammer, which I guess because we can also see both screens. He is the first one to the hammer between himself and Eri. But again, it was just kind of sitting there in sphere 0, and 20-25 minutes later, you find the hammer. Are you feeling? I mean, are you a little bit worried? I mean, I'm actually maybe a little bit worried about Eri because he hasn't been over there, and he's going to be like 40-ish minutes or something like that, maybe. Like it might be a little bit.
It's never a good feeling when you find something in a sphere 0 location that took you a little bit longer than other times to get to. Like, you will have a voice in your head going, "Am I screwed? I don't think I'm screwed." Right? Like it's
yes.
With Crosskeys though, it's early enough that unless that just immediately unlocks boots or something in here, you're not going to feel too bad.
Or a pearl. What do you think is?
See, I will say right now, an early pearl in this game in Crosskeys is kind of overrated in a lot of ways, just because it doesn't. Yes, it unlocks the entire Dark World section of it, but like you still got to check all of these other things. Like you still, there's still all of the light world there that if you find the pearl early, you can go and clear out all the dark world, and yay, that's great. But then you might just leave something sphere 0 for an hour instead of like 5 minutes.
Okay, that's also a very, very good point as well. But I mean, on the other hand, you're never sad to see an early pearl, because that is,
Oh, no.
you know, a very major piece of progression that we do certainly need. Speaking of,
Yeah, I
though,
mean-
that Mire would actually be pretty helpful for Eri right about now. We did
Yeah,
find Laser Bridge.
He would have liked that for sure. He would have liked that. As topplife is gonna go and hit it and reset his mirror portal there real quick. Gonna pop in and out of that door so he can go and check what's behind here. We know that it's gonna be a key to pod, so I think I'm gonna save myself some time. I'm gonna go ahead and click it here, I think.
Yeah,
and
he's also giving you plenty of time, because this as you said, this is a room.
It is a room. It is a room. It is something that you got to do, and you occasionally sometimes just want to pull out the ether medallion and a sword and just say, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm
Yeah.
good.
So about that sword. And about that ether medallion, but I'm really kind of focused on that sword right now. You know, I think a sword would be really, really swell. You know, to put in either Eri or Top's hands. What do you think?
Oh, I completely agree that I think both of these guys would very much like that if you could. But if we're not gonna get one, we're not gonna get one. We might get a glove though, as we get the glove there out of pot prison.
Yeah. Oh well. Did you talk about, you know, sequence breaking out Skull Woods was a very early, you know, favorite play of yours, Days? If you had done that.
Yeah, if Eri had gone out that door and around the corner there at the early part of that, he would have gotten paid out handsomely for it. But yeah, no. And unfortunately, Eri finding another thing that would have led him to his pearl if he had the mirror there.
The mirror is and so all of a sudden we actually just got traditional Dark World access. Actually, you know, we had the pearl in the back of the well, and then we did find the hammer in Sphere 1, and then Toplet just find his glove in the front of Skull Woods. So like
we can play this game the boring way now.
Yes, it is not even like the happy, fun, you know, sunshine of fun. It is like the 4 a.m. why am I awake, you know, type of fun, you know.
Oh, you mean last night? Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Never mind. We found another glove.
Where's Hype Cave again? We found a glove.
So Hype Cave's in Mire.
Is in Mire? Oh wow. Okay.
That glove's in Logic.
It is. Yeah, so you know, one of the fun lessons that you do learn in Crosskeys when you're bunny walking everywhere is that the Hype Cave generous guy is in fact in Logic. You can't actually talk to NPCs, despite the fact that Link is mute. He apparently is able to still communicate, you know, with other people. Wow. Okay. Well then, so I guess as soon as Eri just goes over to the Eastern Palace area and, you know, gets his hammer that we're still just temporarily delaying, he's gonna be able to go get his pearl out of the well.
Yep. He found a way to do all sorts of interesting things there. That's gonna push him. Unfortunately, that is gonna keep him away from the Eastern Palace area though, because now you've got a way to lift up the rock down here and ice in the the ice rod cave area. So yeah, you're gonna walk down here. You wanna get this one out of the way, because that really odd locationed glove is obviously the answer, Clear Mouse. At least in your head, that's the way that you're going to run this. You know, unfortunately, we know it's over there.
Yes. Yeah, but only like from one single, you know, your own perspective, as opposed to saying like both people's perspectives. Like, oh yeah, like I did a great thing, and yeah, as you mentioned, you know, like that is very much in Logic. So you know, Eri is certainly thinking that this was definitely one piece, you know, of correct, you know, decision that he has made.
But that does mean that we do have a very available mitts. And we did see the smiths there at the Light World Hype Cave entrance. So we are gonna, you know, they're available. We could do that. We've got the hammer, so I guess we don't need to do hammer pegs now, since we did come out of that earlier. But yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of things.
Oh yeah. So actually, is this actually going to be when we potentially see Eri do right side mimic clip for Pod? He does not have the bow again from the well, which was also where the pearl was on top that top has, and unfortunately we don't have those boots, so we're not gonna quite in this case be able to take a shortcut over there. Unless the boots are just kind of back here in Pod, which would be amazing, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, but we're going to get to see a bunch of things. Top left finding Misery Mire there, so he's going to give him a... he thought about doing it. It is very possible to have done, but it's not fun. So, not with his current setup, so he's gonna think about it for a second, see if he goes back here immediately, if he just says, it's a silly place, I'm going to do it later.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true too. Yeah, also we're seeing that it looks like Ares can pick up a little bit of extra cash as well. We've got now Zora money, we've got Pod money, we've got any amount of other money we want to be able to spend. Top Life actually finally wants to do dig game as well.
Yeah, I mean, grab your 80 rupees, see how quickly you can dig up an item of possible use. We're gonna take a look, and it's that's an unfortunate there. Oof on Aries' side there, not getting the hammer yump cleanly. How about some flippers though?
How about some other some other footwear? That actually would be very convenient. So actually now with the glove, with the other glove, with the flippers, that Zora area is looking pretty tempting. Like we can also go visit Hobo. There's a shortcut. But I mean, like we got now Waterfall Ferry, totally in logic. We've got all the way over to Zora. We can actually conveniently go get everything over there. This actually looks like where Top Life potentially could be headed over.
Yeah, it would make sense to me. I mean, if he wants to head over to that area, he could end up very quickly with everything just cleared out of that area. For him, he could, with this mirror and the flippers here, he'd go all the way up through Catfish even.
Yeah, I was even actually wondering that as well. Because like, I mean, you never want to go visit Catfish, but like, man, the equipment that you have here, I mean, could just make everything just so efficient. Right, and that actually might not be a bad time, honestly, to go over to, as you mentioned, Catfish, and so we can just mirror right over.
Yep, and that's kind of the thing with you mentioned efficiency, and like right now you kind of got to give the efficiency level to Top. He's got everything he needs to get into Light World, Dark World. He got the mirror considerably earlier, and at the moment we're just kind of sitting here and waiting on Eri. He's finding things which are good, but he's missing probably the most powerful item in Crosskeys right now.
Yeah, and right now, and again, it's just that the longer, so right between our knowledge, right, from watching Top and Eri, is that we saw Top like pull that hammer from the fairy cave right outside Eastern Palace, and again, it's a very accessible location. It's just that that hammer really seems to be kind of blocking all of like the rest of the progression, right? Yes, you can still go get the mirror and stuff like that from Hookshot Cave early, that Top like to found, but like no mirror, no hammer, which
I mean, just look what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's having to set up with this death warp off of these things here, and it's just extra seconds there as we get another key to Pod because game's got jokes.
Yeah, and Aries just he does have a cam on, and he's kind of shaking his head because, especially when we got Blue Mail, and no mirror again, right? We kind of saw what happened in the back of Escape with the rats. We're trying to do the same thing here with the Baris. It is quite the long trek in order to try and get out without the mirror, and also of course without the hammer. It's not like Eri could have actually just mimic clipped out to begin with, and then basically use the hammer to go to the back of Pod, right? I mean, it's just lacking these kind of like major items. Actually can make things a bit less efficient for Eri.
Yeah, like
versus Top Life, yeah.
Yeah, I guess one thing Eri could have done here, finding this connector probably changed his mind, but one of the things he could have done is, since the last thing that he got before he took that death warp was a pod key, he could have save scummed. That's one of the few situations where save scumming is just very, very easy to have done and timely. But yeah, he's just finding another place that would be a really good place to have a mirror.
Well, so at least like these connectors are, for what it's worth, like they're really good knowledge. Like again, as you mentioned, we have gotten like he's still doing a lot of things. Like he's making progress, and he knows in this case has a better idea of where he wants to go to later. Speaking of, I hope Eri again doesn't feel too bad because it looks like this is going to be when he gets his hammer.
Yep. It's gonna be this is gonna be his hammer, and pretty soon after this, he's gonna get his mirror. I assume he doesn't save and quit out of this. I mean, that would be catastrophic, but
yes, that would be just a little. Yeah, I mean, presumably since you're also here, you can also go. Yes, and basically finish up the area. One thing, for what it's worth, because we actually do have a glove on Eri's side that he did not get from Skullwoods. Looks like actually, yeah, we're gonna go and maybe head over to. Like, we can actually go to the Dark World if he wants to. But we have no Mire to come back to Light World. I don't know what he wants to do.
It would be very interesting to see, because he doesn't have his pearl, because he's got to go back to...
Oh, true. You're right. He also doesn't have the pearl. That's
yeah.
True. Yes.
Yeah, if he had the pearl, yeah, he'd be just 100% on that. Luckily his... Well, I would say luckily his route, but unfortunately he's going to hit Hookshot Cave here, and then he's going to have to go... All right, I gotta go back out because I don't want to leave Saha by itself. He might just be willing to say, "Screw it, I'm later to this than I probably think I should have been or could have been." Yeah, this is when you start getting the questions in your head about where was I early to this? I don't think I was early to this. But this is... he gets his mirror.
Yeah, and a shovel. Very, very important.
That led to nothing, I think.
I believe you are correct, yes. But, it feels good to have a shovel, right? I don't know. It's a little comfort item, for... if you ever need, like a clutch bomb or something, right?
Exactly,
or magic,
right.
just dig, and hope, that the shovel is favoring you today.
Yeah. That at some point, everybody has been there, digging outside of the GT, just being like, "Come on, I just need 10 arrows, man. Just give me 10 arrows." Like everybody's done that.
Yeah. 16 bombs, like 3 fairies, a couple of magic decanters. Later, like we're still looking for those arrows.
Now, one thing for Eri, though, he's going to be the first one up here to this side of Death Mountain here. So because we hadn't seen this, we hadn't seen this on Top. Top did this a slightly different order. Going to get 3 bombs off the island, but Eri will be able to kind of check, 1 or 2 of these little places up here. Maybe a drop down's going to be something big. Like at this point, Eri's kind of looking for... I'd say boots, or maybe... Oh, wow, never mind there. Okay, we already had a way up here. Well, that's less good.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, I guess for what it's worth, though, like, Ice Rock Cave is kind of not in a location that you are really, I don't know, like, eager to go to, like, especially early on. No flute, no sword, no anything, really, in order to make your life easier over here. No flippers, even, to kind of even combine anything. So, maybe not the end of the world. We did find Ice Palace also on Eri's side.
Yeah, that is one good thing for Eri for sure, is finding Ice Palace there, and it's also finding out that Hera is one of our pendants, so we are pulling out...
Yeah, it looks like we are not going to go to Hera. Like, so Eri can sequence break up. He does have the hook shot, and I'm sure he can figure out some version of Boostless Hera Pot, and he does have a way to kill Moldorm if he wants to, but again, maybe he got his information that Hera is a pendant, maybe not worth the time investment right now. We were kind of already in the area, so maybe Eri was just like, okay, if it's a crystal, I'll just go do it now. But if it's a pendant, I'll go do something else.
Yeah, that's kind of an awkward decision there. You're kind of like, okay, because if you climb there, you're gonna be leaving an item, and it's a pendant, so you kind of want the game to maybe give you a little bit more of a clue that you should probably go up there. And if you at that point, you can clear out everything if you get the big keys. So
right,
maybe waiting makes sense there. Totally.
Okay, so Eri is coming back to... Okay, it looks like he just want to check out at least a glove lock location that was Deathbound Ascent location. It's just a fairy cave now, but this is going to be the well for Eri, it looks like. We don't have much else to do in Kakariko. So he's gonna get his pearl. He's gonna get his bow, and then where are we off to, Eri?
Well, for Eri, he does know that him knowing that the back of his old man start point is there in Mire, right? And if he wants, he can clear out that entire desert area. He can go get the 4 chests in the back of Hype Cave. Top doesn't know about that yet. Top's been clearing out everything else, so that could be an advantage for Eri.
Yeah,
possibly.
no, that's a great point. I did totally forget that. Yes, so Eri and Top have 2 very different gloves. So combined, we will probably see mitts eventually on both their screens. But until then, Eri's glove came from the Mire area, which, as you said, came back from the old man entrance. And so yeah, with the mirror, with the pearl, we've got the rest of that entire area that we can actually just go clear out and be very, very efficient about.
Yeah, it kind of seems like Eri's going to push that. Well, no, wait, we're going to go through the bottom entrance here. So we're up on the mountain. I guess we're going to go check to see what's at the very top here. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, for Hera. Yeah. So we haven't actually seen this, and I guess it's I don't know if it's considered to be isolated, but it is one of those places that unless the rescue, like when you rescue the old man, it kind of drops you off from that location. Probably have to be something that you consciously have to come back to.
And top left finding Spiral Cave, and he's going to take a very long walk here and
oh yeah, very long walk. Yes.
dealing with juking Moldorms that you're like, I missed, and now I am standing here stuck in this animation for 2 seconds, and I feel amazing.
At least he was rewarded with 10 arrows, so he doesn't have to go dig 30 times for them. Poor chicken.
I was about to say, I'm like, Eri, are you sure about that decision? But
it's okay. He didn't need that combos to Skullwoods. It would have just saved him time. That's what I keep telling myself if I ever mess it up.
Yeah, it's just you end up there and the chicken does go all the way through. He covers up the chest, and then you just cannot get the chest, and yeah, that's just funny game. Come on now. All right, big key to Ice Palace there for Top and his lamp. So he's actually finally got a fire source over there on his side.
Yeah. We're still missing that very elusive sword. So we still can't actually go beat any. I mean, right now, like we found so many dungeons, and we can kind of do. Like we can either do part of them, right? Or as in like we can actually sequence break up Pendant Hera. We found Ice Palace. We can't finish it. We can't actually get in. I think we found Mire on top side. We can get in with the hook shot, but kind of looking at the rest of his equipment, I'm not actually sure how we're gonna get past Mire too. Yeah, it's a little dicey. Is it possible?
Oh yeah, Top could get through it easily with the hammer, with the bow. He's got seven different ways he can do it at this point if he really wants to. But I mean, I think with the key situation, he might be a little bit more interested in going over there because like 2 of those keys are now in logic, I believe. One of them 100% sure is, and the other one I think is. So it's starting to make a little bit more sense to head that way. But
all right.
I don't know.
I forgot about Mimic Cave. Yeah, we mentioned this very early on, and we definitely need a hammer to come back here.
All right. It's a big key to Eastern.
Oh my gosh, what a nice big key. We haven't found Eastern yet, but for those people who refuse to even set foot in Eastern Palace without the big key and the bow, we have a very friendly seat for you.
Yep. That one's gonna save a little bit of time there at some point. I guess I'm just thinking about this. Like we are pretty far into this here. We have access to very soon. Like as soon as Top save and quits and goes to the back of Old Man spawn point there, he's gonna have mitts. Eri, unfortunately, choosing not to go to the other side there. He's not going to have mitts quite yet, but as soon as he goes to Skull Woods, he'll have mitts. We're going to have access to pretty much every location in the game outside of the Mire entrance and the TR entrance.
Yeah, and it's surprisingly like, so we don't actually know what the, I guess, like medallion entry is for Turtle Rock Vanilla, but you need a sword to activate a medallion. That's also is like the lesser known bottleneck, because normally, you know, it's the there's only one medallion out there, but there are 4 swords that we apparently still haven't encountered on. Talking about Turtle Rock though, we do have, oh my gosh. Wow. All right, so more vanilla items. This one is a bit more quirky. For the game's sense of humor, we did find a vanilla Turtle Rock big key, which is yes, just like a vanilla, locked by 4 Turtle Rock small keys.
That's what got my attention there. I'm like,
it is very
of all
interesting.
the places, eh?
Yeah. I don't know if Eri meant to do that. It should be still okay. We did find, you know, again, like we did see a small key on Toplife side, so there is at least one more for him out there.
Eri's not exactly gonna be happy about that there. Not gonna go ahead and go for the other one there. I think he does know where the big chest side of Turtle Rock is, so he's probably just thinking, you know what, let me go get the Crystal Roller room there later. It'd probably be better to do it then. I don't remember where it is. I haven't been tracking entrances there, as Top picks up another Turtle Rock key. So yeah, oh god, yeah. No, if it's right there, yeah, of course Aries just like, yeah, I'm gonna go that way.
yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, so it's fine. You know, I'm sure using that key won't, you know, be of too high a consequence. It's fine. That's what we're gonna be telling ourselves if you're in Aries' position.
I was getting excited for Aries to pull the dark hover in the in this back room here and just completely blow everybody's mind in the roller coaster room back there. Just do it. Yeah, he was totally gonna do that.
Yes, I'd really like to put some boots on these guys. That would be real swell, you know.
Oh yeah, I suppose that's something that he would need first, wouldn't it?
I mean, you know, it's just a very he is airy, so you know, if he can somehow manage to hover without boots, I would not put it past him. It's not something that I have seen in this game yet. However, you know, people find late breaking things in this game seemingly, you know, pretty frequently. You know, like we learned about Specky Clip actually like under 6 months ago, right? That was and you know, and this game has been around for significantly longer than that, and it's yeah.
I mean, I saw what Eri was doing on warm-ups there, just like letting all of the tiles fall down in pod and then hovering onto the hammer platform, and I was just sitting there watching him and going, I'm just like, wait, he's holding his sword out to the right while he's doing. Eri has 7 fingers. That's my only explanation I have for that. So
yeah, somehow Eri works magic with that controller. It's so I guess for what it's worth, I know that he and was it Humbug, Telethar, Gem, and one more person that I think I'm leaving out, Mike. Yeah, I think those were like the 5 or 6 people so Eri essentially led like an NMG rando boot camp and just basically just try to optimize, you know, every single like room, region, area. So they got basically all the way to pod before kind of, you know, summer camp wrapped up because it was end of summer. But yeah, that was definitely one of the things that they kind of discovered was alternative routes in pod using the boots. Really perfected things.
Dear God.
Yeah. It's, again, this is what summer camp's all about. You know, some people do coding, some people do, you know, pretend to go to space. You know, some people do arts and crafts. So they hover pod everywhere they can.
I mean, it's an option. I mean, I just went home for the summer here. Eri gonna go ahead. He's gonna pick up his flippers here. He's gonna give him a few more options about where he wants to go. Toplife has.
Did you talk about more options? Yes.
There's a few more options here.
Just a few. Okay, all right. Well, you know, we don't have a compass to GT, so we're gonna be kind of hard pressed to just count exactly how many options are. I was also just gonna say we can't do the right side without Canis Amari, but you know what? Top has just found the right side access that we needed for GT with the Canis Amaria, so we're just actually gonna do the entirety of the basement now.
Now, does Top want to be the super gamer here and just go ahead and sequence break over onto the right side? Just do it without even trying. He got the lamp. You don't have.
He can do it.
You know, you can do it.
He's got the hook shot. You know,
he's got the hook shot. He's fine.
Exactly. I'm so confident in him.
He's
Or he
not
could just pull out the fire
planning
rod
it.
here in tile room, and then everything will be, hunky dory.
Telethar bringing up a good point. No sword to set up the bomb jump. It's no big deal. He can just do it.
He's
it's
exactly.
fine.
It's Crosskeys.
He's good.
Small key
He's
to
good.
second castle tower key. What was behind Lumberjack?
Chicken. All right. Well, but interestingly enough, they're deciding
Top
not
just leaving?
to go any further.
Okay. I guess we're going back. Never mind. Top has remember that the left side of GT is also accessible. That maybe he was so excited to get the Kingdom of Maria.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was just one of those. Wait a minute. I think I'm forgetting something.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually trying to think what else Canis Amari actually opened up. So we can't actually get a bit further in Turtle Rock, right? Is that... I'm trying to think what all the entrances we found. Like, can we get to Laser Bridge?
We can get to Laser Bridge. It's not technically in logic yet, but we can get to it. I mean, that is pure, definitely something we can do. All we need is one more key, and then Laser Bridge is just in logic, no matter what. That's not counting whether or not you have the entrances or anything like that. There's a decent chance.
Minor details, like the logic is just kind of there. It's more of a guideline at this point, for.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with as many possible entrances that we have access to right now, there's I'd say a reasonable chance you already have access to wherever Laser Bridge is. You don't necessarily want to burn a key and go that way just to find out, oh, I just had to go into the pod area and it was
that's also true. Yeah, especially for Eri, since he kind of already used a key on accident in Turtle Rock, he probably also is gonna be a bit more conscious about his small keys now.
I mean, he's probably fine. You burn a key if you're gonna burn a key in any dungeon. Burning a key in Turtle Rocks.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably one of the least likely to hurt you.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are, as you said, there were 4 Turtle Rock entrances out there, right? And so, if you instead of burning a key, you can also just go find one of the other entrances, which is, certainly going to be very nice. Another pod key, that is also very nice. See, easy.
There you go.
Easy Turtle Rock key. Eri is load off his mind at this point.
See, now I'm just trying to think, if Laser Bridge, is there a connector that we haven't seen right now that could be the Laser Bridge connector? And kind of think it's thinking through my head here. I believe we haven't seen the way onto the TR, the Dark World TR bridge right now. I don't believe we've seen that quite yet.
The entrance? I know that Eri popped out of that location.
Well, no. I'm talking about the laser eye entrance.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
Ooh, is that okay? So I just saw 2 new strats for the bot one. I guess the Aries. Wait, no. Eri did what? Eri just bum rushed Bob basically and got the item there before getting hit or waiting. Top did some cool bomb chucking strats there in the room right before the invisible floor. And I haven't.
Imagine not having boots in order to try and figure out all of these really nice boostless strats in order to get past that gap. We did find silvers, by the way, behind Ice Armos. Very also nice sense of humor game.
Yep. It's always good when you can have a, I guess it's not a bow-locked bow, but it feels like a bow-locked bow.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Eric's going to go ahead and take a break here, so.
Yeah, so we're also going to get his Castle Tower small key. So this will also be his second one. That Top also, got earlier.
So, Clear Mouse, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up, Dazed?
This game has swords in it.
I have been told that this game has many things, including 4 whole swords out there that we have not seen a sliver of anywhere. No silver, no orange, no blue. The only blue thing we've seen is just the blue Yoshi.
Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure the 4 Swords Adventure is a different game.
Oh, you're right. I guess it is also co-op too.
Oh yeah, I gotta find 3 friends.
Yeah, okay. And you know what? We should petition the league, to do 4 swords, next year, because league has 3 people, right? And you do need 1 more friend.
Yeah. I guess that would work there for sure. Well, yeah. I don't know.
So do you think
We'll have
Catfish
to-
will have a sword for us? Do you think Zora could have a sword for us?
I mean, at this point, you just went through. You've got what? 9 items left in GT, so you just took 18 items out of GT. You didn't get a single sword, so chances are yes.
Yes. I like that answer. It's very knock-middle.
Maybe.
Mhm.
I don't know, Catfish. What do you want to say? That's
We're not gonna.
very much not a sword.
That
Very
is
much
very
not a sword.
round. Yes, unfortunately. I was hoping that maybe a compass would also help us. Point to a sword location. I guess that's not what compasses do.
I suppose if it's a big enough compass, you could always hit things with it.
Okay, that's true. Yes. So, by the way, in addition to those swords, I do also notice that we are still, missing a good amount of. We don't have any rods.
No.
We're finding a lot of defense though. We got armor, we got shields that we're definitely not gonna go pick up.
Yep. No, we got a whole massive. We got a big old hammer. I mean.
That's true. It is value tempered sword. Maybe not quite the thing that they need a sword for. Like, for example, we talked about being able to kill Mothula. Not strictly in logic, because I think we're still missing a couple of skull with small keys. This is Compass Lake, I guess.
Freaking fish, man.
We have this. Yes, we have in the aquarium that we have today. We have both compasses that we're still actually do not know what they are to, because neither Eri nor topplife is actually going to go spend the extra couple seconds to actually read the text box to see what they are, let alone pick up the items.
It's just you see that being thrown to you. You going, am I playing Hundo Key Sanity?
Yeah,
No?
that's right. That's right.
I don't care. Why are you trying to give me this?
Now, I guess for what is... Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, Toplife's finally... This is his first time over to the Mire area, right? Is that...
So, yeah, we are going to get to see what the last 4 in Hype Cave are, and I wouldn't be too shocked here if Eri is not, like, the very next thing that he does.
That's true. Right, because Eri has 4 items, as you mentioned, left in Hype Cave, because, again, talking to the NPC isn't logic. For when you're a bunny, and that's where he got his glove. Toplife, he got his glove from... the front of Skull Woods after he got his pearl from the well. So very, very different items for us to pick up.
Yeah, definitely. Here, we're going to get a small key to Thieves Town. Okay, so that's a good one to find, because that means you don't leave something behind, which is a good feeling.
For sure.
Here. All right, now top. Ugh, yeah, gotta be careful here. There is a glitch you can pull in this game, which is evil, where if you go into that portal... Well, anyway, fun times.
Yeah, until the sound comes back. Oh, we're back. Okay.
Oh, we're back.
Oh,
okay.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you, Xenu. Yeah, our restreamer, also double duting for tracking today. Thank you so much.
Okay, so the glitch that I was talking about is when you mirror into the front of that, on the front of Desert Palace there, you kind of have to. It works though that if you go back into your Light World mirror portal for any other reason there, any other way to talk about it, and then you walk into the Desert Palace entrance on the same frame, it'll just hard lock you. It's one of the few things in this game that just flat out hard locks you, and it is not a good time. I do not recommend doing it, and I have done it once and will never
Yeah, it does certainly sound like one of those lessons where you learn once and then you refuse to learn it. You refuse to learn it personally again. That's a very good attitude.
Yeah, no, fun thing for Eri is he didn't have to talk to the Hype Cave NPC because that was the glove that he found earlier.
Yeah, they got very, very different gloves. The one in Hype Cave Generous Guy was a very unexpected one because Eri was still a bunny, and we had already seen basically topplife get his traditional Dark World access out of Skullwoods afterwards. Yes.
Yeah, at this point, we are currently waiting for Eri to just go back into Skullwoods and grab his other thing here as Top's finding a big key to Swamp Palace, which, again, you like to have.
We do actually have, a good amount of Swamp Palace stuff. We are kind of missing the primary entry key, I guess, which is of course that Swamp Small key. We have also not found Swamp though, as far as I know. Maybe we have, and someone can correct me. We are technically, if we have found it though, we can actually get the first chest. It could be a real great sense of humor of the game if they just put the Swamp Small in there. But we have everything else.
Yep. And at the moment we can find the dam as well, as chat's pointing out to us there that we can do all of that, but we're missing all of that information at this point. At this point, I'm just kind of wondering how much longer we're gonna go until we find a sword.
Yeah, sword, a fire rod, a bottle would also be pretty. I did hear that there are 4 bottles out there. Just throwing it out there.
The good news here is that you haven't found Sick Kid yet. So
that's true. That is true.
Haven't found Sick Kid yet. So not having a bottle right now is kind of like, yeah, all right. If you find Sick Kid and you don't have a bottle, you go, ah, crap, I gotta come back for this. But you'll deal with that as. Did
Top just walk through the Snapdragon?
Yep.
Like, okay, well, that is a skill, Top. I'm impressed. I did not know that you could do that.
I know he's been kind of quietly practicing a little bit on the other side.
Was that a screen that he's been practicing? Because that's a very impressive.
I want to say him and Ramon. I think he's been taking a lot of things from Ramon there, and just there are some neat tricks you can do in this thing for sure. You could just slide right through that, and it's not a problem. Those guys don't hurt you at all. Apparently.
Well, I'm not sure if I necessarily believe that for the average Yoshi, but for topplife, I certainly agree with that. We have found the dam, looks like. By the way, Eri also doing, I think, kind of a little neat hook shot too. He hook shot to the bottom of the tree, avoiding that ropa. Just all these tiny little things, right, that you actually really don't get to see all that often. But if it keeps you alive and saves you time, all for it.
Yeah. What are we gonna do now? What's the next thing for Top? We're gonna head back up towards the top of the mountain there. We're gonna head up towards Floating Island and grab his 3 bombs and a couple of other things. I'm kind of wondering right now. I'm looking over at Eri's screen because he's about to find Misery Mire, and at this point in the game, I was actually just wondering
that too. Yeah, so right, we did see Top go in there. Well, we saw Top go in the first room and then not go downstairs and decided to leave. Eri is leaving, at least for the time being. But yeah, like at what point do you kind of go back in? You're only missing the Mire big key.
And 2 Misery Mire keys starts making you have to consider doing left side Misery Mire, which nobody wants to do. Everybody hates doing it. Like it's
especially without the fire rod. It's the lamp is okay, but yes.
Yeah, no. You. I'm assuming Eri goes in. It's a hard one not to, and yeah, of course he's heading back in there right now. You just needed to go check those other 2 entrances just in case you go into Misery Mire, you clear out those 6 chests, then you go check those next 2 entrances in the village, and you find Mire big key, and you say, man,
or a sword, just again throwing it out that there are 4 swords out there. There is, again, as you just mentioned, only 1 Mire big key. But yes, it would be very sad if you decide to come in all the way to the dungeon and then clear out the entirety of it, and then only to find, again, 2 minutes later or 5 minutes later, that something that you would have really liked for the dungeon to just be right next door.
Yeah, I mean, especially like in Mire, if say you were leaving boots or something in there,
on
the outside,
that real feels bad feeling.
There are enough long hallways in this stupid dungeon to make boots actually really a big deal here. So we're gonna see here as we're into the left side, we're picking up a compass, but more importantly on the top side there, you got to go to the pod entrance today to get an ice rod and to be able to open up swamp. So that's a very important entrance.
Yeah. And yeah, it looks like actually, according to at least the top life side, we do actually have, well, okay, we don't have complete crystal and pendant knowledge, but it looks like though we are only out one more pendant. Because if you know that Hera was a pendant, and then we talked to Saha, so Desert was a pendant, and so between either Swamp or Turtle Rock, one of them's going to be a crystal. Look, we found Sick Kid, Dazed.
Yeah.
Where's our bottle, Dazed? There are 4 of them.
You're asking me.
Yeah.
I got a bottle right here, but it's not going to be too much helpful to him.
That's actually a good point. I bet it's actually not even empty, is it? I guess maybe Sick Kid doesn't discriminate. He just cares and he sees if you have a bottle.
I'm working on it, Clear Mouse.
Okay, alright, okay.
For everybody wondering, it is not 10 a.m. for me.
That's very true. Okay, Days is on the other side of the international date line.
What do I have here? You know what? Let's not talk about that on the middle of the stream. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
I really, you know what? So those myths, I'm really sad that Top Life decided to go all the way to Hype Key to go get his myths, because we could have actually seen, him, basically, hookshot his way out of that, like the Smith area.
So sad. It would have been fun. It would have been fun. Yeah, but he's not gonna be doing that. He's finally decided that, you know what? Maybe the answer is just in here.
Yeah, we did get a book for what it's worth. That book is not going to help us with the Desert Palace entrance because, we've already got the Mire and these guys have already done it. We can certainly read the tablets, if only we had, again, 2 swords that could help us with getting the items off of the tablet. It would be real swell.
Yep. I'm kind of wondering here, like, these next 2 places in Mire, because, like, this has been... These are the ones that are in logic. And right now, we haven't found anything interesting here. This is a key to desert. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, that is very interesting. So that will definitely get us 2 more items on desert right side. Oh, another pod key. Oh, Days, when are you going to go back to pod? We have so many pod smalls now. But we're still missing the big key.
I mean, I'm going to desert before I'm going to pod here. I mean, like, you could ping something off of that stupid, off of one of those stupid, harmless hellway or the other chest there. You could do that. You could do that, but man, it's gonna be tricky here. Let's see what actually Eri gets out of this. He gets 20 rupees, and we gotta walk because we don't have boots.
Yeah, shots you. That's not useful, sadly.
That is, well, it's gonna.
Yes, it will give him crystal knowledge. So I guess it's kind of useful, but it's definitely not the thing. It's not a sword. I can recognize that from the icon. It's not a bottle. It's not a rod. It's not. You know what? Actually, forget even boots. Like where's the flute, for example? We don't even have that.
Yeah, right now we've got a Smith Chain, we got Harmless Hellway, we've got Pod Big Key Chest, a handful of other things here too, but like it's trying to figure out exactly like what to do. I'm maybe it is just Smith Chain here, so we're gonna drag this guy down here. It's nice and quick, at least.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it's gonna be a couple of animations here as we sit here, watch a cutscene on both sides, and now we're gonna walk up here and
big key too.
Mire. Here. Ooh.
Sad. Oh, we knew. We should have expected this. We're missing so many big keys. We just want a big key to any crystal dungeon, right? Thieves Town, probably Mire. I mean, Aries also looking for Easter. Of course, what big key do we get? We get it to a pendant dungeon that he's already been to twice now because, well, the first time we went there, it was a discovery. Second time we went there, we wanted to see if it was a crystal or pendant. We found it was a pendant. Aries left, and then, well, here we are.
Yeah,
We're gonna go back.
This is one of those times where if you're Aries, you're kind of going, oh, please be in the big chest. Because that's something you're gonna think about. Like if it's not in the big chest, if it was just sitting on one of those other two locations, either on Moldorm or just sitting there on that map chest in the middle of that room, Top very easily could have decided to jump right up to the top there with a good old Herapot. And I don't know. There's a whole lot of ifs, ands, or buts here, so I don't know which way how you feel right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think both runners at this point are going. I'm an hour and nearly 15 in. And I have very little that I can do.
Yeah, the clear direction, you know, despite having all of the well, actually, you know what? Maybe this is a consequence, right? Maybe if they just picked up more compasses, right? Either from Catfish or from Sora, they would have had a better idea as to what direction they should go. Because that's what compasses do, right? They tell you the direction and what you're supposed to be going. Maybe.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. I mean, that they can be very helpful in that way. But I'm trying to think right now. Like,
but yeah, their options are seemingly very limited right now, and they don't really seem that pleasant because they also kind of seem very sparse, like in different parts of the world, and so you can really kind of only, you know, it's just very hard to be very efficient in order to try and do these things.
Where I'm at, I think at this point, if I'm top life here, and probably pretty soon here, if I'm Aerie as well, the Hera big key is in the back of my head, but at the same time, oh, never mind. I was going to say we should find Swamp, but then I remember we don't have the Swamp Small key. That's only one item. It could be vanilla.
I'm just saying, it could be. You know?
Could be. You're right. But yeah, I guess maybe that Hera big key is the answer, which grows.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean,
nah. I feel like this is purely anecdotal here, but like these 100% location Crosskey seeds have had more of a mean streak than your classic ones did. And purely anecdotal, and I know it is, but like there's that little change there seems to make them just a little bit pissier.
It needs scotch. That's what I've learned. Crosskeys 2023. It needs more beverages
Breakfast
to just
cereal
chill out. Yeah.
After a point. I mean, come on, now. What are we talking about? I don't know. Yeah, it's just. I mean, I know that there's a good chance that if you run the math on like, are these seeds actually worse than the other ones, that blah blah blah, they're probably not. They're probably about the same, and we're just hitting a bunch of these. But like, I remember last Crosskeys tournament, there were sub 2s left and right. 140s were pretty, has done this. Telethar saying Muffins ran the data and that they're the same. Sure, I believe you.
There's an anecdote out there.
I believe you, except anecdotal. I don't. Yeah, I mean.
All right,
you can tell me that if you want.
Yeah. I will say though that like this seed though maybe in particular maybe does feel a little bit more of a slog. Again, we don't have a lot of gray movement. We did get the early hook shot, but again, like we have no boots, we have no flute. Like we did also, I guess for what it's worth, did get our traditional Dark World access. Kind of maybe not on the late side, but again, it's like mobility right now, especially when we want to go. It's just very tedious, right? We gotta walk everywhere. We gotta figure out like the best connectors. And while it is very interesting, from a technical theoretical perspective, I think these guys would both like to go a little bit faster. That's my understanding. So.
Yep. No, I think either of these guys would feel a lot better if the game decided to just get on with it. Speaking of which, Aerie is following.
Yes, Aerie has resigned himself to do. Oh,
That's where
beautiful.
you want it.
That is exactly.
It.
So very good decision. Oh, and the 6th pod key. Okay, so Hera is just like pod central.
Okay, yeah. Everything that you could possibly want there. So you're asking the question, when do you go back to pod? Now.
I think, yeah, now is a great time to go back to pod, right after we go kill Moldorm.
Yeah, this is like, let's do this immediately here. So Top picked up the
He picked up the purple chest, but then he decided to leave it, and then
yeah,
I guess
he changed his mind. He decided to go through the yeah, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, we found a sword. They exist, Days, and it's only on a pendant boss. Dude, Hera was like absolutely loaded today. Holy cow.
And God help you. God help you if you decided to go ahead and do the what was I gonna say? Herapod early.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you Herapoded early, you left behind the pod big key in the big chest, and you would just kind of.
Who would ever last locate a pod big key, Dazed? I'm just asking for a cloud friend. What do you think?
Clear mouse, that hurts. That hurts much.
Sorry, Days. I'm sorry, Days. Do you have more? Do you have more of your beverage? It might be time to take another swig.
Did I refill my glass? Yes, I did. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. But see, luckily, I mean, this is why, we have both Eri and Toplife in, the brackets of the Crosskeys tournament in 2023. They know how to not hard last locate things, like they know how to sequence things, right, in order to not basically screw themselves over later on.
I mean, that not last locating things in this game is pretty much the way of winning, which is why I'm sitting on this side right now, because I got very good at last locating things there at the end of my run in this tournament. So
things can hurt quite a lot, yes, if you accidentally or unintentionally sequence break things in the slightest bit of the wrong order. All right. Well, okay. So Top, by the way, has picked up his Turtle Rock big key. So he, I'm sure he's smiling right now behind the scenes.
For him, I think he's. We're gonna pull this trick. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go.
Also kind of not commonly seen in Crosskeys, especially basically going to Turtle Rock via the back to front way.
Because the other thing is we have not seen the front of this either. It is very easy to get back to Turtle Rock, if we're being completely honest here. It is, yeah, I mean, it's right outside your Link's house portal there. So we're gonna go all the way out through the front here, as if we don't die.
Yes, he's just testing out the blue mail. To make sure that you gotta give it a test every once in a while. You just can't let it rust.
It's effective enough. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we've got that much going on for us. So good on him there.
Unfortunately, no fire rod means we still can't check roller room. So we're gonna have to leave those 2 chests behind because we can't actually light those torches. I would be extremely impressed if you can actually do it with the boots that we also don't have in the lamp. I believe it's actually physically possible to be done. We might be here for the next 30 minutes, assuming somebody actually wants to attempt that.
Yep. Yeah, no, it is possible. It's just very much not fun or easy. As
yes, that's very true.
Top going out the front of Turtle Rock did find the bridge connecting TR left and right here, but that led to nothing. So that kind of laser bridge is where then?
That's TBD.
That's my question. Yeah, laser bridge is where? Eri's gonna have to go back here. He did die in Dark Maze at one point.
I think he was very sad to leave the single arrow behind. So by the way, all of the pod items that Eri had come back for, it was like piece of heart, 3 bombs, and a single arrow. Maybe we're hoping that Helma still has something, but the other chests surrounding it, we could have definitely just left them. They were anti-value.
We are. Top has now got his pod big key here, and he'll get his 6th pod small key right now, and we're gonna start trying to figure out exactly what this game wants us to do, because like you said, we're in pod. Those 6 keys locked nothing. so far.
Yeah, so far except the boss. Yeah.
Yeah, we're off to Helma here.
Mhm.
So, and if it's not Helma, then what? Then what are we talking here? Yeah, this is a hard one to say.
We did pick up Ether, and Eri, and soon to be top life right now, is gonna pick up his sword. I believe Mire Vanilla entrance now is available to us. Did we ever get eyes on the Turtle Rock main entrance for Medallion? I know we were up there.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen Turtle Rock main entrance, but like at this point, yeah, we are kind of that Mire entrance might be it, because I'm spying Top Life's tracker here. Like you can go with that Mire entrance, or you can do Laser Bridge. I think Top's thinking of Laser Bridge, honestly.
Okay, all right. I mean, we do have Turtle Rock entrance. That is something.
Nope. He's not going to Laser Bridge.
No, we're not. Okay, where are we going? What else have we have? So I know that we also we found Ice Palace. We are still missing.
Pod. Top's going to pod.
Yes.
Of course he is. Right.
Pod big key and a bunch of pod small keys. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but we're still missing a good amount. So we don't have fire. We don't have bombos or fire rod to get into Ice Palace. We haven't found Eastern yet. We have not found Swamped, as far as I know. We don't have We don't have Thieves Town Big. Like, we're still missing a good amount of stuff. That would basically still kind of let us open up and actually clear out some dungeons.
Yeah. No. I mean, we're missing considerable amount right now. Eri took down Helmasaur. He got 100 rupees for.
He got 100
prize.
rupees. So yeah.
First crystal to Eri on the day, but
first crystal at an hour 24. I mean, not necessarily uncommon for Crosskeys seeds, but still, it has been quite a while to progression.
Yeah, I'm just right now just. I know earlier you kind of felt like Top had a bit of the maybe efficiency edge, but I'm trying to think right now if there's something that Top has done that Eri hasn't at this point. And
So I know that Top actually went to go pick up his Ice Rod, at least. Eri hasn't done that yet. And yeah, and Eri's also missing Eastern Palace Big Key. That great ether effect. And talk about efficiency. All of the Gyptos were just gone. Just like that. Eri knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's a one not to be too sure there, but to answer that quick question in chat, I know we've seen both sides of quarreling brothers, so that's not the answer. I'm starting to think the answer might legitimately be go through Turtle Rock. It might be one of those, because I'm trying to see. It's kind of hard to see. I'm trying to look through Top's tiny little tracker there, and I don't see Turtle Rock listed there. But like with not finding boots, we've locked out of 4 entrances there. We're locked out of the Pyramid Fairy entrance. I mean, it could be that the game is just asking us to go there as we pick up a second sword on Mothula. So you kill.
Yeah, did you know that it's a sword lock sword? Isn't that great that we had to go beat Pendant Moldorm for a first sword?
This game's amazing.
So we can get a second sword
off
of Mothula. Yeah, the game's got jokes.
Game's got jokes, man. Game's got jokes.
Yeah, but Eri took down Mothula very, very well. No boots, only hammer. Actually, only a couple spikes moves, so very, very well done on Eri's side. Again, this is a sequence break in multiple ways. We don't have all of the skull with small keys, and we are technically, required for that fire rod. Logically, you are not expected to bomb jump yourself over to the top torch and then light all the other torches. Like, that is definitely not required of you of the game. But Eri, can obviously exceeds expectations.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just kind of tip your cap at some point to some of the things that he can do execution wise.
Yeah. So yeah. Again, you said Eri has 7 fingers, maybe more depending on what else he does. But yeah, he can do a lot of things in this game.
Man, we got to teach him how to play piano.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. Top's gonna make his way down here to the bottom here, remembering that, oh crap, I don't have the right sword. I've just spread the turtles everywhere. Fun times.
Yeah. It's really one of those things where it's you're very sad. I know you kind of don't realize it until you actually have it happen to you.
Yeah. No.
So,
It's sometimes just your brain takes over and decides I'm gonna just do this.
Yeah. So I guess another sequence break that we can also do, and I don't know if this is even going to be more appealing because I don't think we have any better equipment for what it's worth, is right side GT is available to us. Again, we don't have the fire rod, but we have a lamp. And we now have a sword. That's something, right?
It is. I mean, I would be very hesitant to make that play right now. And the reason is purely because it's starting to look like there's a chance fire rod is your go mode item. And
did we do purple chest?
We have not done purple chest yet either.
Okay.
It is yet to be seen, but we are about to get some information about what is the Turtle Rock medallion, and it is ether, so we can get in here.
Yes, one more entrance. And I don't think we've exhausted all of the single item caves, right? So chances are there is something still out there, potentially. I mean, also just could be a dungeon that we haven't seen.
I gotta be honest, I wasn't tracking those today. I usually try to keep an eye on it, but I couldn't tell you. I don't think have we seen Spike Cave?
We have not seen Spike Cave, actually. That's true. Yeah, and we did have a blue cane of Burna somewhere. Yeah, both of them have it.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility. We could just find Eastern Palace without finding the Eastern Big Key.
I'm so sorry, Eri. I'm so happy usually when I see Eastern, especially, and I'm a big proponent, of basically doubling this place. But we unfortunately know where the Eastern Palace Big Key is on topplife side, and topplife is going to be able to single dip this location because he is literally right here, equipped with both Silvers and Eastern Palace Big Key.
It's such a bad location too for Eri.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Evil. It's so bad. And the Eastern Palace Big Key is sitting in Mimic Cave. It's right next to your old man starting point, but it's one of those that it's just like, I'll get it later.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, you know what? We do have some progress out of this. We did get the Mire Big Key, which is definitely very required. It's just, Eri, I'm sure, was hoping that the Eastern Palace Big Key was just here in the dungeon. Wouldn't that be a great sense of humor for the game?
That's always one of those where if you're playing some guy who kicks walls and you just happen to walk into Eastern Palace early and you pull an Eastern Palace Big Key, you can sit there and smile and go,
yeah. Heck yeah.
I might have just won the seed. Hi, Wallkicks. How you been, buddy?
Surely Wallkicks doesn't kick walls, right?
No.
That cannot have been the person that you were referring to for sure. No.
No. It's a different wall kicking person.
Alright, well, at least in this case, Eri and topplife both have some... Finally, we actually have some concrete direction as to where we can go. We can actually clear out yet another dungeon. We don't actually know if it's a pendant or crystal yet, but hopefully another dungeon clears is going to give us that more piece of information. If it's a pendant, we definitely know all the other dungeons for what it's worth. But hopefully in this case, we're definitely hoping that it's going to be a crystal, and then we'll just, maybe never find out where that other, dungeon is.
I mean, that's Eri's big out here, is that it turns out that Eastern Palace is our last pendant, and all of our pendants were just sitting in the light world right now. Ha 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 ha. Everything's fine, and Top is actually losing time here. I mean, we'll see.
Assuming in this case that nothing, of course, is in the big chest or on Armos. Like, you know how sad I would be if there were, booth back here, and then, yeah. Well, I mean, I would be very sad. Okay, well, we're gonna have to come back here, because that fire rod is definitely very, very important. I guess maybe there is some amount of... Okay, and I think we have to come back here regardless. Either to beat out the dungeon, for Aries side, because Eastern's the crystal, or we have to come back here because Turtle Rock is a crystal, and we need it to be Trinex.
That's
Or both, for that matter.
That is so bad. Oh, that is so bad. I mean, great for top. That is incredible for top, but for Eri, that is the worst possible situation. Pretty much.
It is very not great. And I guess of course again, a saving grace could be that Eri finds out that Eastern is a crystal, so he will come back here after he goes to Mimic Cave. But yes, we have unfortunately have to come back here on Eri's side, so it will be a time loss for him.
Yeah, Crosskeys in a nutshell. A second ago we were saying the saving grace for Eri was that if Eastern was a pendant, everything would be fine, right? Now we're completely throw that in the garbage. The saving grace for Eri is that this is a crystal and he has to come back here immediately.
Yeah, because with the ice straw, the Eri still hasn't picked up, for what it's worth. It is sitting in the drained item where the dam is. He has drained it in this case, but as we've seen for on top life side, he's already picked up the ice rod. He just got his fire rod. He has the Mire big key, so he can go to Mire to go finish up that dungeon. He can go beat Trinex. Assuming we basically take, the connection all the way to the boss. And I think he has enough keys. I don't think he spent everything. So, but yeah, that fire rod has actually opened up quite a bit. We can also do logically right side GT as well. But for right now, the bottleneck for Eri is that he really needs to start at the save and quit old man points, do the top of the castle, use his cape or master sword for that matter to go get into the vanilla castle tower entrance location and get his Eastern Palace big key.
Right, yeah. I mean, if the sooner he can do that, the better off everything is going to be for him. Otherwise, it is going to be kind of a rough time.
Yeah, and I guess for what it's worth, though, we are gonna go to Mire on his side, and he's gonna be able to pick up the boss. Yes. What's wrong?
Small and armless knights.
Oh, well, thanks, Iker. That is a and Xenu. Okay. We're just gonna, maybe, another saving grace could be that a Swamp Palace could be go mode. Maybe. And if I'm not actually sure. There have been times where I do believe that. Yeah, depending on the sequencing, Swamp can be totally empty, and some people get to go mode Swamp, and some people don't. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
We're not okay. You know what? I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. Take another swig, Jace.
Yep, I'm on it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. It's always fun to commentate with somebody who has seen every possible way that I can mess up a seed.
I think that was actually very just unfortunate luck. There are some things where it's okay, yeah, maybe it's a little bit more self-inflicted than the others, but I think that seed in particular, you're talking about talking this seed, or whatever we said in the garbage, it has a friend in the garbage bin. We haven't taken it out yet.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm kind of wondering here, so where for top, he's this fire rod has just blown the seat open for him. He's able to complete 3 dungeons just off of that. We're gonna find out really quick, I think, right now that whether or not what are we looking at here for possible final pendant? It's Mire, it's Swamp, and TR, right? So,
yeah, we do know that Thief stands for crystal. Yeah, and it looks like actually, yeah, so according to we have a nice map for Ice Palace, which is also crystal.
So theoretically, depending on how this shakes out, we haven't found Swamp yet. We've got 2 swords. Well, okay, top doesn't have 2 swords, but 2 swords are
Yeah, he's
available.
gonna get 2 swords, correct.
Like it was pointed out a second ago by Telethar, we could just be Thieves Town Big Key from Go Mode. The seed we might not even have to go into Swamp Palace today. Swamp Palace might be locked behind GT.
That would be super swell. I would definitely not complain. It is also, I think, quite the nice Crosskeys consequence reward if you either never find Swamp Palace or you're in go mode by the time you
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello. Are we in Ice Palace though? Are we back?
I think we can start singing on stream right now. Right?
We can.
It's allowed.
Comms back.
Well,
We're back now.
are we back? No. Should I stop singing? Okay. All right. Fair enough. As
I would pay money for Days Cloud Karaoke. I'm just saying.
no. Trust me, no, you wouldn't. But all right. So we're gonna do here. We get a full magic drop for top here.
Yeah, that's a very, very convenient thing. I mean, but and again, you know, so even though we do know that another sword exists on Mothula, he does not have that sword with him going into Cold Stare, Fighter Sword, Hammer, Fire Rod. Yeah, he's gonna kind of want all the magic he can get. I don't even think. Again, we have no bottle, so it's not. So this is it.
Yeah, this is when you make 100% sure that you do not miss a fire rod shot.
Mm-hmm. That would be very sad if that came to be. All right, but Top's he's got red mail. He is definitely putting that red mail to use.
Yeah, Top Life just deciding, you know what? He's doing the international I have red mail, screw you,
yes.
Fight it right here. Holding that sword out, giving himself a little bit of extra things. He's watched me do this enough times that I think he's copying my strats, which I'll take it.
Oh man, I really like to see this leftovers camaraderie. Top Life teaches you how to get out of the Hammer Peg's location, right? Using the hook shot. Teach him how to do cold stare on a hammer with fighter sword. Yeah, very well done.
We're buddies. It's all good. FaZe, you got it from me. Anyway, I got a crystal on there, so it's all good.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of though, Eri took down Mire, Vitreous with his silver arrows. No sword needed in this particular case. All right. We are also gonna do. Looks like we're gonna finally go back and do purple chest. I hope Eri didn't forget about the top of the castle though, because that is a pretty important location again for Eastern Palace Big Key.
It's so easy to just be like, I'll do it later. He's just doing a very logical thing of like,
for sure.
I'm rolling right now. I've gone from one thing. I just finished Mire. Purple chest is right next door. I'm just gonna route this all in. It's real smooth. It looks good. Oh, what do you mean it didn't work?
Well, he's at least going to be able to pick up his ice rod, and we are still potentially missing, Thieves Town Big Key, right? Somewhere. We could be missing a bottle. This could be our first bottle.
This could be Thieves Town Big Key. This could be Thieves Town Big Key right here. I'm a little bit more. I'm a little bit more kind of looking over at top right now because he's headed down towards Laser Bridge. His 5 items right here. He's going to get sent back to the front of TR in that really, really terrible entrance there. He'll be able to get the other 2 items up there. Yeah, I was waiting to see whether or not what popped out of that purple chest there. Can we put it back? Can we just pretend we didn't get that key? Because that key is not a key that I would like to go visit. Look, when you're talking about outs at this point,
that's true. Okay, that is very true.
That's an out for him. That's an out for Eri.
Okay, so I think the book has led to absolutely nothing. Both 20 rupees on the tablets, so we can just, again, I think that the trash bin is getting kind of full, so maybe we should go do the recycling bin. The book is pretty paperish, so we should be eco-conscious. Hey, look, we're gonna get our Eastern Palace Mickey.
All right, well, this is good.
Better late than never.
Better
late than never for sure.
I mean, Eri has finished Mire. He's not been wasting his time. He's not been doing stupid things with the time. He's not been checking random bad things. He's been
for sure.
Doing even good things.
Yeah, and even his path to turning the purple chest, it was very efficient, right? As you said, he routed everything. He got his ice rod. He got to check Bombo's tablet. He also got to basically route in all of the loose end stuff, right? In one fell swoop. So still, again, Eri's being very efficient. It just happens to be that, well, the sequencing of the Eastern Palace Big Key did certainly set him back a little.
Yeah, he's got to get his way all the way back up there, and he's got to go there, now.
Yeah.
Is the thing. I'm right now kind of wondering. I'm not 100% sure if we've seen the top of like laser. What am I trying to say? The top of a Bumper Cave entrance. I don't know if we've seen that yet.
That's actually true. You're right. I remember being spit out there.
Yeah, if we haven't done that yet, that might be swamp. And if that is swamp, there's a very good chance that that's the way to get through there is laser bridge. And I'm kind of checking, kind of wondering exactly what's going to happen here with that, because not checking the entrance there on Top Life's side, it's defensible. It's just, it might not be the greatest thing in the world here. He's got to line up the shot here. Trinex just being a jerk.
Yeah, and Top Life definitely is playing it very, very cautiously. I mean, very understandable. Again, just like kind of as we've seen in the Cold Stare fight, he kind of just has one attempt at it. He cannot miss. And magic in the Trinex fight, especially when you are only on Fighter Sword, not even Master Sword, it is like it's pretty imperative that you land all your shots so you can actually basically use the hammer, right, in order to hit the heads when they're vulnerable. You don't have enough magic shots to kind of just, go crazy and spam or even miss a couple ones.
And we're being told here that is the Thieves Town Big Key on Top Life's side. He's a sword from Go mode.
Yeah, and he's gonna get it on Mothula, right? Mothula was a crystal, right? So, and then we had talked about that very early on. So I found it so early. So among his travels, actually looks like Top Life is just going to, well, that's okay. Yeah, like we actually just need in order to go beat out the dungeons.
Yeah, this is pretty much it's almost just all she wrote there. Time for Eri here. You didn't check my moon cave. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, Swamp Palace is just completely gone. Like, you don't need to do it at all. It is a pendant.
Yeah, we didn't even find Swamp either, right?
No. I mean, that's the thing. I was kind of saying, it might be behind GT at this point. Yeah, it legitimately might just be behind GT, or it's behind Boots, like, which we don't have. Like, at this point, it's very, very likely, like, unless, I'm trying to look here, it's going to be close to, it's going to be sub 2, I think. Like, Top, like, once Top goes to Skullwoods for sure, he doesn't have to check anything else after that. So for him, it's really just an order thing. For Eri, it's, oh god, I gotta go beat Ice Palace, which he's gonna do immediately. He's gonna do that right now. He's gonna full clear it because, of course, he is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very logical, right? Especially, you don't know that the Thieves on Bicky is just sitting on Trinex. I mean, Eri doesn't, right? We knew because we saw it on top side. But yeah, it's maybe not going to be like the end of the. Oh, that Bari, really?
Yeah, being a jerk there.
It's,
But I guess. Yeah, I was gonna say Eri's best case scenario right now is Top Life misorders his dungeons. He goes Mire first instead of Skullwoods, and he takes that a little bit of extra time. Because for Eri, he's going to be go mode the moment he beats Trinex. And at that point for Eri, he'll have Thieves Town. It's looking bleak. Like, I don't want to try to sugarcoat it here. It's looking a little bleak there, but I mean, it could happen.
Yeah. I mean, Eri is still, he's gonna make, a good amount of, he's still making progress, but yeah, the amount of time that he needs to finish out, let's see, like Ice Palace and Trinex, might be longer than what Top needs to do is to finish out Skullwoods and Mire in go mode.
That's kind of what
and Thieves Town, basically, yes.
It's just when you get to this point, every little second is gonna make a difference. You just gotta, you gotta try to pump those seconds a little bit.
Yeah. I guess like the caveat for for this is that, I guess like they still don't have boots, so I guess they're kind of on equally slow footing. Like I would certainly say that, like, for if you do get boots on Aries' feet, like he just works his magic, right? And suddenly he's just 5 minutes ahead of you. It doesn't matter like what you did. You try to dash, like he'll dash faster with the same A button. I don't know how he does it, but it does.
I laughed my head off there. I like, at one time I practiced, I was just like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna pull up Aries' like world record NMG time, right? I'm gonna pull that up real fast, and I ran a seed like to compare. I think I was like 3 minutes behind, and I started from like Desert Palace to like Moldorm, and I think I was 3 minutes behind by that point, and I'm just like, I don't suck at this game. And
yeah, he is just that good.
Yeah, I think he's insanely good. I mean,
well, Toplife's, he's just gotten all camouflaged. It's really hard to tell a red Yoshi from the fireball from like the blind's head. It just happens.
He just eats the fire and shoots it right back.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that's true. It's a red turtle shell. Excellent points. Yeah. All right, so that is how many crystals do we have down for a top? This is the
5
crystal.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5. So we're on 5 crystals for top. We're gonna be on 5 for Eri. No, yes, no. Yes, yeah. He beat Eastern. He beat Eastern,
yeah,
right? He beat Eastern. Yeah, he's beat Eastern there. Yeah, just I think the tracker was just being a little temperamental there, so we got it all set.
We were all good. Yeah.
Yeah. As Eri is now playing this fun thing of like, can I get some magic, please?
Yeah, he is just enough. I think it should be enough. Like that should. Oh, but he also has sword beams potentially because he has full health, right? So he also might be kind of looking to get a couple of extra fire rod shots if he can. Yeah,
no, he might just duplicate some stuff here. It's all good. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yep.
See, easy peasy for. Oh no, stupid icicles.
Clear mouse, why'd you say something?
I'm sorry. You're right. I should have just not said anything.
It's all your fault.
It is.
All right, here we go. He's still fine. He's still got red mail, so he's just gonna take out a sword, take out a hammer, and just completely start smushing things. Wait, no, that's a different game.
It's whack a cold stare. Yeah, but certainly like the Master Sword advantage though, that Eri still kind of has over Toplife, which by the way, Toplife is giving a little bit of extra time, to Eri, because we're, as you said, I mean, it's very minor, if we can actually do Skullwoods first, because then Toplife will have his Master Sword.
Right.
But in this case, yes, like having a Master Sword, especially try next one, make things a little bit nicer.
I mean, it's when it really comes down to is this is an extra 3 screens. For Eri is what Toplife's giving.
I'm not happy. Oh no, Eri, no. Can we leave? Can we pretend again that this is a key that we never found in Purple Chest? I'm so sorry, Eri. I don't want to see this.
Yeah, I think I understand. The play, but it's
you're definitely right here, and you said earlier, right, this is one of his outs, for potential, because Purple Chest is one of those locations that is very, very out of the way.
Yeah, I just kind of wonder on Eri's side if this is I'm doing this because I feel behind, or I'm doing this because it's here. Even if you get boots here, you've just lost a minute.
Yeah.
It's
and unfortunately we don't have to. Yeah, like in this seed, again, like we haven't had to do a lot. Well, it's not the end of the world. Half magic, but it's not going to be useful for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for it's a good save and quit point for Eri, but at this point you're talking about the difference between doing a full run, half run through TR plus an entire walking tour of Thieves Town. I mean, you can do Thieves Town with in-go mode or without in-go mode. It's not going to make a difference. It's effectively the same thing. You just don't open one door. So
yeah.
But yeah, rough there. That's a rough one. I mean, I get the play. I get it. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, and of course, Aries still missing that Thief's on Big Key, which again is on Trinex. He's gonna do what topplife did earlier. Was he's gonna probably clear out the rest of, he's gonna do Laser Bridge, he's gonna do Trinex, and then at least he'll be in go mode at that point. Where are we going?
Oh, he's getting some health.
Oh, okay, that makes
health?
sense. He's
Right, no,
getting
he's not
a small
getting
key.
Oh, he doesn't have. Yeah, that's right. He burnt the key there.
Right,
and
from
then-
for accidentally from Chomps. Stupid Chomps. Worst enemies in the game, including that room.
All right, for topplife now, he's probably starting
6
to go.
crystals now.
He's 6 crystals in. He's probably starting to go. Oh, what is about to happen here is because I think what Top is likely to think right now is gonna just be a, oh my god, am I gonna have to go open up GT to get to Swamp to get my swords?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very likely what he's thinking. But on his side,
I mean, but for what it's worth, though, he sequenced the dungeons actually like very well geographically, right? Because this is Skullwoods is in Kakariko, and then Ganon is just at Lost Woods. So surely there will be a sword somewhere before he gets to Ganon, right? And he can just literally like walk up and then go beat the boss after this.
I mean, that's what he's hoping for, and we know he's about to get paid out on a ridiculous scale. But like, we'll see. Anyway, he's
but this scene was
it came down to Mimic Cave. It just came down to Mimic Cave. That's just all it is. Is that when at one point Top found that hammer a little bit earlier, remembered to come back for it, and then it was the entire seed. The end. And Top is now in go mode at 153. He's got a not particularly fun fight ahead of him, but he is now in go mode.
He's got silvers. It should be okay in theory, and he also has the lamp. So, at least, well, I mean, maybe he doesn't need the lamp for phase 4 once he has silvers, but still, but yes, Master Sword for phases 1 and 2, he does need to be, a little careful.
Yeah, it's just
especially without boots.
Yeah, when I say fun fight, it's just like doing Ganon with a Master Sword is always one of those where you're like, this kind of sucks.
Yes, it's not on the sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops level of fun. That's for sure. Yeah, although maybe it is some people's cup of tea, depending on what else is in that tea.
I do enjoy doing it at times there, where if you can get that perfect fight where you're spinning through like the fire bats and stuff, you're bouncing off perfectly. It can be kind of fun at times, but at the same point, you're in the brackets playoffs of this, and you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I'd really just rather get this done. Quickly, like give me a butter sword already, and I'll just
I was promised that in Crosskeys, like, you would just show up, everything come up again, like red mail, gold sword, 19 hearts, silvers, like, and here we are, every once in a while you just kind of brought back, be more humbled. For some reason only Master Sword shows up, especially for this seed. We had 0 bottles, there were 4 of them in the pool. We somehow only managed to find 2 swords out of 4. We found no flute, we found no boots. Like, come on, like, we could have got maybe a one bone, to like be thrown at us, right? Like, literally, this is like the bare minimum amount of stuff that we get in terms of offense.
sorry about that. It was just sitting there. Yeah, no, this has not been super great. Now Top deciding to use the cape there. He held that cape on for a long time. This has not been the cleanest of the fights, but we are into phase 4 now, so we should be good. But we are starting to get closer into, I'm glancing down at Eri. Ganon Fall would still, we'd probably need 2. We probably need like a bit of a meltdown here on top side to turn this into something. We are silver, my weakness. We're going for torch glitch. All right. Okay. Yeah, so there's one. I think that there's some nerves here, because I mean, he knows he's racing Eri. Eri went 8-0, and it was a fast enough seed that I think Top is kind of going, oh god, did I go fast enough? All right, we're in a 3, and 4th one looks to be good. Yep, it is good. Go ahead,
Yeah,
make
looks
sure.
great.
Yeah, get your GGs into chat there for topplife. He is gonna take this bracket match against Eri. There, he's gonna go 2-0 and move on into the next round. Well done there to topplife.
Yeah, big GG's to topplife. I mean, really, really great performance actually for the seed. Again, this was it was a bit stingy, you know, in terms of the item placement, but you know, top sequence things very, very well on his side. You know, as we did mention, he was certainly the first one to the hammer. Did very well to go basically rush the well in order to go get his pearl. Got his Dark World access via Skull Woods. Did a lot of things very efficiently, and then he was also the first one to go back to Mimic Cave, which is the top of the castle, in order to go get his Kyle's Bicky, and definitely saved a lot of time. So again, very efficient and well played.
Yeah, no, that was a really, really great thing. I mean, it's just crazy how much it just really just came down to Mimic Cave. Like, you get to Mimic Cave, and it, of course, locks your fire rod, and at that point, it was just, that was it. Like, you get your fire rod, you get everything else you needed for the seed, because the seed was pretty generous otherwise, right? I mean, it's just, you had to have the Eastern Big Key before you went in, so scored one for the Eastern skippers, right?
No, or just don't skip Mimic Cave. But yes, all right, well, we are joined here by today's victor, topplife, dude. GG's, big GG's, 2-0.
Bud, you did it. Well done there.
Congratulations, leftover.
Thank you.
So,
We were
how at the end of that Ganon fight there, I could see you being you had that little, oh god, kind of feeling towards you a little bit. Were you feeling all right, or how were the hands at that moment there?
I kind of just wanted to play it safe. I just didn't want to take any risk. I didn't want to take anything that could actually make me knock me outside Ganon pit or anything. So it was a little bit slower than what I can do, but better safe than sorry, I think.
Yeah, in this case for sure. So you want to? I don't know how much you've heard, but you want to guess what but basically the giant swinging item was?
Pod Big Key.
No, Eastern Big Key, my man.
Eastern Big Key, but I had it so early.
Well, that was the thing, though. Like, you went over to the eastern area, right? And you found that hammer earlier. Eri, on the other hand, he got there later than you did, right? And so at one point, you came back. Like, I think when he came through the initial time to get to Mimic Cave there, he didn't have it, and so it kind of just got pushed down the list of I'll get it later, I'll get it later, I'll get it later, and
I didn't have it either, so.
Well, you came back. That was the thing, though. You came back before he did.
Right next to the same quit point.
Oh, but like, think about it though. Like, immediately after that Eastern Big Key locks your fire rod, and that fire rod locked the entire rest of your seed.
Yeah, this seed just felt so strange. Like, looking over my big key situation was nothing. Where's my swords? Bottles.
We were laughing about that one. Yep.
bottles,
Yep.
boots,
Bottle.
flute, you know, and anything really that would help you. But we got red mail, which I did see you put to very good use on Colster.
But do you ever want to see Boots versus Eriror though?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Okay.
You know, you do bring up a good point. It's just like, okay, no boots, actually. You know what? That kind of maybe evened it a little bit. But
And it's like I felt like as soon as I started messing up with that Ice Palace anti-fairy, just like, oh, yeah, now everything just goes south. That's kind of the point where I started getting nervous, etc.
yeah, I mean, you never can feel safe against Eri. You just you go as fast as you can. You hope for the best.
Were you worried at all when you first got the hammer? Like for the record, you did get it earlier than Eri. But it was also very early hammer. Like, were you a bit worried at all?
The hammer, not so much. It was more like the stupid things I did in Hyrule Castle. That was more worrisome.
Mm.
Oh, right, because nothing paid out. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like, the hammer didn't really cost me that much. But yeah, death warping in Hyrule Castle, that's certainly something that...
If it makes you feel better, he did the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you guys had very poor options there at the beginning. If you had gone to the eastern side and you got that mirror before doing Hyrule Castle, then cool, awesome, great job. You could have had the mirror and not had to do that. But yeah, no, that would have required levels of luck that neither of you accomplished this time. But everybody go ahead and make sure you get your GGs into chat there for Eri, who went ahead and he finished up that seed. Had a really, really nice triple there at the end. I just wanted to say that was pretty.
Yeah.
That was a very nice triple there. And he's here now. There, GG's there to you, Eri.
Hi, Eri. GG's.
Thank you. GG's. Live.
GG.
If it makes you feel any better, Eri, I topplife also did not find boots or flute or another sword or bottles. You know, just to put it out there.
I was just seconds away from opening GT to look for a sword in like Swamp Palace or something. It's like I have 7 crystals. How often do I get to open GT?
I was going to ask you if that's what you were thinking there.
But then, yeah, I wasn't sad that my Go Mode item dropped from the last crystal bus.
Oh, Moth was your last crystal. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Sure. That's pretty fortunate, yeah.
Well, it wasn't fortunate that I had to full clear every dungeon looking for a sword.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, TT Big was mine.
Yeah. It looks like the biggest difference basically was so you guys you were slightly later with the hammer than Top was, but like things kind of even out, you know, after a while. But then afterwards, Top went back to go get his Eastern Palace big key out of Mimic Cave before making his way into Eastern Palace, which unfortunately was not part of your sequencing, and that kind of like was the major piece of difference. Other than also, you guys did pretty similarly, just in slightly different order, but not of much consequence.
Yeah, that was definitely something I felt bad about, because I knew I saw him in the cave, but I didn't mark it. So I had to go through my vault to go and find it.
Oh, see, that's
so. Well, when that was exactly what Eastern Big was, that felt really bad. Also, trying to avoid the charms and opening the door.
Oh yeah, that was also kind of unfortunate as well.
Yeah, that was a solid minute. So it's mostly those two things. I don't think it's like completely those 5 minutes. I just didn't feel that good about how I played today. But yeah, it seemed pretty hard to beat Top's time. Like I knew it, I kind of felt it was coming. So I already had my eye on race time, but yeah, that was like, okay. Don't think there was a sequence where I could have beaten in there, so huge GG's.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, from our perspective, it just all came down to that Eastern key. Like otherwise, you guys were just kind of following a very logical path. just trying to find a sword became such an issue with this seed.
It's like would I have saved? I was thinking about would I have saved time with sequence breaking Hera? Then I could have opened both the medallion spots, but in the end I probably saved time by not going there immediately.
Yeah, when would you come back for Pod Big, right?
Yeah, And when I saw Pod Big, I was like, yes. And I still hadn't done most of Dark Palace yet. Well, I had done the 4 key checks. So I got the rare opportunity to opening all doors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, that was one of those things that we were kind of laughing about on this side, is because at Eri at one point you walked back into Hera, right? And you went in there with your, like, I think it was your second time. I think you kind of had this idea maybe in your head, if it's a crystal, I'm going to clear it. And you walked in, you saw it was a pendant, and then you immediately saved and quit.
Yep.
And yep. And it was a good thing you did. Because that would have been quite painful otherwise, I think. Because I think eventually you get pushed back into it, but like, unfortunately, that pod big key doesn't open anything. You guys went to pod, and there was nothing there.
Yeah, even though you got all the keys.
Right.
Yeah, like you have so little to do. You have 6 small pod keys. You have a pod big key.
Yeah,
Nothing.
You would have ended up. I mean, at that point, you probably go into GT, clear right side GT, and do everything else because that pod big keys. I mean, if you jumped up to the, if you Hera potted up, that chest is dead. It's just a dead chest to you.
Yeah, maybe I would have, like, if I had done it, and then also, like, had done the rest exactly the same, then I probably would have combined it with Hera Basement.
Right.
But it doesn't feel bad. But it still doesn't feel great, obviously. But I don't think I, like lost location it.
It's like there's so much small things to do there. Eastern Palace, and then you had to go back up to Turtle Rock. Like, there's so many opportunities to get a big chest.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Thinking about the map like that. Actually, that Hera small key play, I kind of was wondering, was that a I'm behind feeling, or was that a I'm here, let me do it now feeling?
It was I'm never going to come back to this area, so I kind of have to finish it now.
That's fair.
I think.
Yeah, we were
because I also didn't know exactly if I needed boots or something still for Swamp, because I didn't know whether Turtle Rock or Swamp was my crystal, like which one was pendant.
That makes sense. Yeah, it was a rough one there. Like we were kind of brainstorming ways, and then when you went for that Hera small key, it was like, yeah, no, I get the play, but like, we were kind of we knew exactly kind of where you needed to go at that time, because we had seen Top already pull the prize off of Trinex there, and it was just kind of like
Yeah, when I found that, I was like, okay, I'm in go mode, but that's probably also like the most straightforward thing in existence, so it didn't feel great, but like, it was just all awkward sequencing, finding the hammer somewhat late, and just getting everywhere was just slow, so everything felt more punishing.
It's never great when you have a seed like this and it's just no boots, and you're just, I'm hoping everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah, definitely didn't play to my strengths, but I mean, at some point, luck is gonna run out, right? After you go 8-0 in Swiss, and it's like, well.
Yeah. I mean, at some point you do the best you can. I mean, you had an amazing run. I mean, you went 8-0. I mean, through the Swiss
exactly.
Things, which is just,
one person can do that.
Exactly. Yeah, it kind of shame it ends this way, but I mean.
Yeah, it was kind of gonna be bound to be like this. Like, been a stressful past month, and like scheduling stuff for vacation and all that. And I literally got back 2 days ago, so I'm still recovering from a pretty stressful vacation.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like my A game, but that's still, like, it doesn't diminish like the results in any way. Like, it's just something that happens. Like you can't feel too bad about it, and
yeah, definitely. And yeah, with that, Top, you're heading on to the next round there. Do you know who you're playing next round, Eric? I know we've been like the kind of scheduling has gotten a little messed up here. Do you know who you're playing next round? I'm sure I don't know.
It's against Allison.
Oh, that guy.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's a rematch. I'm not sure if the play-in also counts as a rematch. If that's the case, then we're 1-1 as I'm 1-0.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't let the admins do too many things in this tournament, Top. So I mean, I'm not saying I got a rooting interest, but I might.
Best of
You know.
luck, Top.
Yep, definitely.
Thank you.
And I guess anything else you guys want to add here before we give this back to Xenu and let him get on with what everybody's doing for the rest of the night? Day, I guess day for most of you.
Thanks for putting up this restream. And I was looking forward to Days Cloud Claremont commentary. It's always fun to watch back. So. And GG again, Larry.
Yeah, GG's. Thanks for the race and good luck moving forward. You better win it now, etc.
And on that note, I am going to tell you what is coming up here today in terms of ALttP stuff. As you know, we're getting kind of close to the end of the Crosskeys tournament, but I am seeing, and maybe if Wally's still here, you can confirm this, we have a race happening in just under 2 hours of Wally versus Schultzer. Quarterfinals game 2. That's going to be on ZSR2. Not sure if it has a restream or not, so keep an eye out for that. And then we also have Relkin versus Ramon coming up, another morning stream tomorrow, Sunday, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, US. On ZSR as a whole, we've got a metric butt ton of MMR and Wind Waker going on. Starting in a half hour. In fact, I'm seeing them set up right below me on ZSR 3. We have a winners bracket round 3 match of Tony Big Blind versus Andrea. And then a half hour after that, we have a second MMR race today, which is a losers bracket round 2 match of Michi versus Exodus. Coming up in our evening, we have some Wind Waker going on. We have a losers bracket round 1 match of Blue Sean versus Inquisition. That's game 2 of that best of 3 series. And then it's immediately followed up by the third game if it's needed. And then at 9 p.m. tonight, we have another Wind Waker race of losers bracket round 1, Sir Kelp versus Sir Quasies. And that'll be game 2 of their best of. But that is going to be it for us here. We are going to send you guys over to Fear Agent, who is doing stuff. I don't know. Days picked him. I think he's doing some sort of seed, so we'll send you guys over. If I can successfully do the command. But, oh, there we go. So we will send you guys over there. See you guys next time.